question on everybody's mind: should Frank Lampard stay or leave as Chelsea manager? Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about all of the speculation regarding Frank Lampard as of recently, since Chelsea have lost their last 4 in 6 games. But before we do all of that, I'm gonna ask you for a second if you could just like this video. That would be totally awesome, and make sure to subscribe to my channel as well, because I have a lot of exciting things coming up. Not only that, I'm super active on Twitter. If you don't know me already, definitely follow me on there, and here's my Instagram handle while I'm at it. But now that I've plugged everything in the world, let's get into this video. So just a month ago, it feels like forever ago, Chelsea were flying high under Frank Lampard and his management. The team had a 17-game unbeaten run, which was just amazing. I felt like we were on top of the world. Chelsea were scoring a lot of goals, they were keeping a lot of clean sheets, and even when they were conceding goals, they weren't conceding that many. It was just a goal here or there. So it was a really great feeling and a great time to be a Chelsea fan. Everything just felt like it was clicking. But then comes this December period, and not only is it a December period, which is usually very congested, it's a December COVID period. So there's even more games in a short period of time than normal. This December, we saw Chelsea playing every couple of days, which was great for my entertainment, but probably not great for resting the players, for being able to create a game plan, to train for it, and to have the proper rest so that they're refreshed going into each game. Not only that, but we saw Chelsea play in a span of just 48 hours, which is just ridiculous. It really does not give the players enough time to rest. But in this December period, Chelsea have lost 4 of their 6 games, which is just not great. It just sucks. It's really not good results. We had the opportunity to go top of the table or even top 4, but time and time again, we've been letting it go and losing these games. And I think the most frustrating part about these games is that they're games that we should have at the very least drawn, but if not won. Looking at the games that we did lose, I did feel that some of them were avoidable. For example, the Wolves game, we conceded in the 95th minute. That's just really unlucky and usually does not happen. Not trying to make an excuse, but that should have been a draw. And then looking at the Arsenal game, that was just so disappointing because Arsenal were in a terrible run of form. But looking at the 3 goals, I felt that they were pretty lucky goals. One was a really soft penalty, and another one was a wonder cross turned into a goal but was meant as a cross. So looking at those games, I'm not trying to make excuses. Those are games that Chelsea definitely should have won, but I can kind of justify more or less my feelings, as I'm trying to do, because I feel like I need to justify these losses in some way because they do hurt. However, in these games, Frank Lampard really did look lost. He looked like he just ran out of ideas. As Jan from The Office would say, I've run out of carrots, I've run out of sticks. But really, that's what looked like what was happening. It was just that the team wasn't playing cohesively. It didn't look like there was a game plan. I couldn't understand the tactical reasons, the tactical substitutions, and Chelsea just did not look there. We didn't look like a team that wanted to fight to win games. We just looked very tired, very fatigued, and the team looked like it was playing at 50%, which I think is really hard to see as a fan, because we always want to see our team play well and play for us. So it's just been a really frustrating period of time recently. What has really changed tactically from a month ago? I have no idea. If I did, I wish that I could share it with you all, but the only thing that I could really think of was that the team is just so devoid of confidence that they don't feel like doing anything. And you see it when we're going forwards, that the team is just pinging balls around and they're really not taking on people or trying to take a shot. Even we've seen Christian Pulisic, who normally is really confident and comfortable in front of goal, he's passing the ball. And I think if he were more confident, he would be taking those shots and probably scoring those goals as we saw in the restart last season. So I think that confidence is playing a big part of it. Once you lose a couple of games now, you kind of go into this slump and it just snowballs from there. But other than that, I can't understand how this team went from winning so many games so convincingly and dominating and keeping clean sheets and scoring a lot of goals to really conceding a lot of goals and being very unable to score. We haven't been scoring many goals at all. This combination has turned a lot of Chelsea fans into Lampard out or wanting to change the manager because they don't think that Lampard is up to the task. And The Athletic has also reported that the rumor among Stamford Bridge is that if Lampard doesn't get his act together soon, then he could be getting the sack. The Athletic reported that the club's hierarchy are increasingly worried about the number of losses and the recent form of the team, and the fact that the two marquee summer signings in Timo Werner and Kai Havertz haven't been performing up to standards so far. Timo Werner has failed to score in his last 12 appearances for Chelsea, and Kai Havertz is making the bench as of recently because his performance standard just has not been up to par. These are signings that Lampard wanted and that he fought for, so he should really be trying to find a way to make these signings work. I want to point out though that these signings, Timo's just 24, Kai is 21, and when you come from a new league, it can be so incredibly difficult to adjust to the Premier League. It can really take sometime even up to a year for them to adjust to the Premier League because the Premier League is a lot more difficult, it's more physical, you have a lot less time on the ball as you would in the Bundesliga or in La Liga. Sometimes there really is an adjustment period for these players. We've seen it time and time again, so I'm willing to give these players at least the year to adjust to a new team. And not only that, you have a lot of new signings. There's a lot of pressure on this 200 million pound or euro, whatever the number is, spent. But with that, you also have a lot of new signings that need time to gel together and to form chemistry. And that doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. So we need to be patient as fans because while these are all world-class players, they're gonna take time to find their groove, to understand each other. I just know that I need to have patience in that regard. So my take is this: I wasn't expecting us to win the league. I definitely was feeling hopeful and high when we were on our win streak, or unbeaten streak I should say, but I was just hoping for us to close the gap between Liverpool and Man City. We saw yesterday that we're still ways to go from that. So that really should be Frank's goal for this second year. If he can't complete that, then Chelsea will need to look for other options potentially at the end of the season. But I would at least give him until the end of this season because changing a manager during mid-year doesn't tend to work out great. It usually just is a band-aid, and I would prefer to just see if Frank can work out these kinks that he has so far. And really with Pochettino going to PSG, I feel like Frank might have even a little bit more security because he's off the market, and unless you get like a Nagelsmann who probably wouldn't leave Leipzig, I don't really see many other options right now. I personally just want to give this team time. They were in a great run of form. Let's not forget that. This is a terrible rough patch, but I do think that they're capable of coming out of it. The next couple of games are going to be so incredibly important for Frank and for the team. I want the team to show up, to show grit, to fight, to wear the Chelsea badge with honor, which is something that I haven't seen as of late, and it's extremely frustrating as a fan. So I totally get it, I feel you, but me personally, I'm willing to give it a little bit more time. If you liked this video, please drop it a like and subscribe to my channel. That's all for me for today. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and up the Chels.